Hello everyone, my name is Ankur Roy and today I am here to present you the PhonePe Pulse data visualization project built in Power BI. So in this dashboard, I have analyzed digital payment trends across India using the PhonePe's publicly available Pulse dataset. The goal of this project is to understand how users transact, which transaction types dominate, how states and districts contribute, and how digital payments have evolved over the last few years. Now let me walk you through each components of this dashboard, starting with the KPIs at the top, which I have created using the DAX formulas. First we have the total amount, which is around 121.41 trillion. This represents the cumulative value of all PhonePe transactions across India over the years. Next we have the total transactions, which is around 72 billion. This represents the total number of digital payments interactions captured in the dataset. Next we have the maximum transaction value, which is around 2.39 trillion, the highest transaction amount recorded for a single category or period. Next we have the average transaction value, which is around 1.69 thousand. This shows the average amount users spend in a single transaction. Next we have the total users. The cumulative number of users adopting PhonePe nationwide is around 5 billion. Next we have the CAGR, or the compound annual growth rate, which is around 150.85%, a massive compound annual growth rate highlighting the rapid adoption of digital payments in India. These KPIs give us a quick overview of the India's digital payment landscape and how significantly PhonePe has scaled. On the left side, we have the Azure map visualization showing state and district wise transaction distribution and the payment intensity across India. The darker and larger highlighted region indicates states with high transaction volumes such as Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh and Telangana. This map helps us understand the geographical spread of digital payments and identify the regions which are more digitally active versus those that still have growth opportunities. In the middle, we have the total transaction amount per year. So we have the annual trend chart showing how transaction amounts have grown year by year. That is, in 2018, we can see there is a transaction amount of 2 trillion. In 2019, we can see that there is a growth and the amount has changed to 6 trillion. In 2020, we can see that it has again grown to 15 trillion. In 21, it has grown to 35 trillion. In 2022, we can see it has grown to 64 trillion. This clearly shows that exponential growth in digital transactions, especially after 2020. The digital payment ecosystem grew after a few trillion to over 64 trillion in just 5 years, reflecting a major shift towards cashless payments. To the right, we have the transaction distribution by type. Here we can see the type of transaction and the total transactions in that particular type. Here we can see the types of transactions and the total transactions of that type. Just by hovering onto these, we can see there are types like merchant payments, peer-to-peer payments, recharge and bill payments, and the financial services. We also have another type categorized as others, but because of its very less quantity, we cannot observe it in this donut chart. From this chart, we can see that the peer-to-peer transaction and the merchant payments dominate the ecosystem. Recharges and financial services make up a smaller but steady share. This visualization helps us understand how users primarily utilize PhonePe, not just for shopping but also for daily money transfers. Next, we have the brand-wise key metrics table showing the total users, total transactions and the total transaction amount. Brands like Xiaomi, Samsung, Vivo and Oppo dominate in the term of smartphone users for payments. This is extremely useful for understanding device-based adoption. This indicates that the mid-range Android devices are driving the highest volume of transactions in India. Lastly, we have the donut chart that shows the value-wise contribution of transaction type. Even though some categories have fewer transactions, their monetary value contribution may be significant. For example, merchant payments have high transaction value, whereas recharge may have a high volume but lower value. On the right we have the filters like state, year, quarter and payment type. These filters make the dashboard completely interactive and allow users to explore insights at granular level. For example, if we select the state Karnataka, here we can see the map has changed and we can see the sum of amount and the district and the state. Here we can also see the total transaction amount per year has also changed according to the state. We can also see the other data has also changed accordingly. Similarly, if we check for one single year, we can see again the dashboard has changed accordingly. So in this way we can use our filters to explore the insights of this dashboard. Here the most important insights derived from the dashboard is India's digital payments ecosystem is growing at an explosive rate. A CAGR of over 150% shows massive acceleration in adoption. The peer-to-peer transfers and merchant payments dominate. These two payment categories combined account for the majority of both volume and value. Major metro cities lead the adoption curve. States like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, UP and Telangana show extremely high digital penetration. Next we can see the mid-range Android brands dominate user adoption. Brands like Xiaomi, Samsung significantly lead device-based transaction volumes. 2020 onwards shows a major shift, likely due to the pandemic effects. Stronger push towards the digital payments, remote transfers and online purchases. So on the basis of this dashboard, my recommendations would be the target Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. High potential for growth as these regions show emerging adoption. Strengthen merchant onboarding. Merchant transactions form a large share of value. Expanding POS systems and incentives can derive further adoption. Collaborating with smartphone brands since Xiaomi, Samsung and Vivo users dominate. Exclusive integration or cashback campaigns can boost usage. Enhance financial service products. Financial services have lower volume, opportunity to scale insurance, lending and investment services. Focus on digital literacy program. Northeast and lower transaction states can be uplifted through targeted awareness campaigns. So now I would like to conclude to the dashboard summary. This dashboard provides a complete picture of how India is transitioning towards a cashless economy through PhonePe. The contributions of KPIs, maps, trend chart and distribution visuals helps us understand both macro level trends and micro level behavior. Thank you for watching my walkthrough.